1. 2 copies of the registration form. In part 1 of this investigative series on the so-called NGO, Wildlife Conservation and Prevention Organization, or simply, WCPO, we found out that the registration process for a homegrown NGO is a shamble. There is no vetting in place. Worse, anyone can be assumed registered if it doesn't hear from the Ministry of Interior to which the application is made, after 60 days.
About the registration within the period provided for in paragraphs 1 and 2 above, the domestic association or non-governmental organization shall be deemed registered under this law.
It really is shockingly easy, as compared to any foreign NGOs wishing to establish itself in Cambodia. In part 2, we also found its listed director, a very secretive guy, by the name of Sem Soda, who hides behind the channel, The Monkey Drama, to voice his attacks on anyone who raises any doubt about what it does and the competence of its vet. One supposedly with 10 years experience in primate medicine, but who can't tell left from right. We also learnt he is sitting on more than $200,000 in donation money, but so far none of it seems to have gone into the care of less than half a dozen captive monkeys, supposedly taken in for treatment at his NGO facilities. And in part 3, we found that all the X-rays he has posted so far are bogus. Instead of 2 upper limbs, he should have 3. So who is the vet in this NGO? Or perhaps its director, Honest Sem, has been trusting on the wrong guy.
He is innocent. Blame me.
Shrouded in mystery, it seems the only people, apart from Sem, who have knowledge about this NGO and its so-called vet, are its dozen supporters. Like Barbara.
You are a liar, and that proves that is not fake, and he was told he didn't have to register at that time by the CDC.
Have they given you a tour round the facilities yet?
Yep.
Good. Have they introduced you to the vet yet?
Yep, good vet. Better than the one Khalsal took Ronnie to. That vet did a hack job.
Is he the director of this NGO is registered on CDC?
You can do your own investigation to get answers. I told you all I'm gonna tell you. So go find more fake information.
Never mind, thank you for helping. And if you keep on probing, other supporters will rally, and you will be called a racist. Honestly, why do they have to include every single Cambodian on the planet, when our question is directed to the behavior of a couple to several dozen of cameramen operating in the grounds of Angkor and elsewhere? Haven't I been specific enough? Oh well. Anyway, their supporters do seem to have insider info about the NGO that is not available on the register. And thanks to a couple of informers, my next port of call is the NGO's staunchest supporter from the get-go. An allegedly Polish chap,
Piotr Sułek, my name is Piotr Sułek,
who has been informing the public about the many good deeds of WCPO on Facebook, almost always synchronously with the release of each rescue videos from the WCPO's main channel, The Monkey Drama. And these are not reposts. He seems to have the original copies too. Indeed, that Polish chap seems to be working in the same time zone these cameramen are. And on the same day my very first video investigating WCPO back in June was released. Yes, that very first video about WCPO being not on the register, and that X-ray of Ale shows the wrong arm. This chap responded. On the same day as soon as the first expose was out.
Is my assistance to a legal NGO prohibited? It is my individual matter to whom I help and donate. I have all the necessary and required documents that were provided to me by a legal NGO from Siem Reap. Are your viewers and fans so stupid that they believe your lies? Each monkey belongs to the Kingdom of Cambodia, so its removal and treatment in an NGO must be approved by the Apsara authorities and the Forest Administration. You don't think Apsara in Siem Reap is fake?
Hold on there, mate. That WCPO wasn't on the register then, and that the X-ray shows the left arm, are both fact. Besides, your reasoning is circular, which isn't helping your case. I am not going to bore you repeating what he said ad verbatim. I'll just highlight a few more replies you will see if you scroll down the comment section instead. And most of his doubters were naturally curious why WCPO wasn't on the register then, as it had been in operation for almost a year already. From reading his replies, one thing is for sure, This guy isn't just a regular follower of WCPO.
I am in possession of all their papers. Aros cannot lie on his channel and accuse without evidence. I'm from Poland, I'm not doing anything wrong to want to help them, so I have all the information on this subject. All permits were checked at the Cambodian embassy and translated.
Okay, mate, can we see the documents?
This non-governmental organization has been checked by me in Poland. In order to give them an official donation, they must be legal. I have a permit and conditions that must be met. The translation is from the Cambodian embassy into Polish, so it is true. I will not publish the documents officially because it is forbidden and it is forbidden to show it to the public.
But how can we check if they can't be shown to the public, and why so secretive unlike other NGOs? The details of many of them can be readily checked online on the register. And by the way, aren't you some regular guy from outside? Just a member of public like everyone else on this page who wants answers. The very fact the embassy could show them to you, a random guy, and let you keep a copy of them, means they aren't some kind of state secrets.
Please believe me, there are good people. Professionalism comes with time. There is a big attack on these NGO haters. I have conversations with them, I trust them. They cannot show their documents on the internet because they will be copied and used for fraud. Thank you.
Really? So no one can see them?
I will show you something privately.
Hold on, you are still showing the documents to a member from the public, aren't you?
I invite you to a private interview.
Oh well, I suppose we are getting nowhere with dear Mr. Sulek. Basically he is not going to show us the documents to back up his claim. And the onus is on the public instead.
Yes, if someone does not trust it and thinks it is false, they can write to the Cambodian embassy in their country with a reply within 24 hours. This is the fastest way to verify legality.
And if you continue to probe, you are a troublemaker, according to another allegedly Polish sympathizer by the name of
Jarosław Wałęsa. Do you get paid from Aros? I am from Poland and I have all legal documents. Wanting to write off a donation from the tax, it must be checked.
So basically, we just have to take their word of mouth, some dudes, allegedly from Poland. But these Polish dudes must be feeling the heat too, as being evasive and dismissive wasn't helping their cause. And so they finally volunteered an important piece of the jigsaw in this puzzle, as to who this vet is.
I want to make people realize that this is a good organization and that it is worth helping and attacks against it are a lie. If necessary, I can provide the selected person with my documents of the legality of this organization, how many employees there are and what vets are authorized. This NGO has a veterinarian who is the chief, so he can treat primates. This NGO has a veterinarian who is the chief, so he can treat primates.
This NGO has a veterinarian who is the chief, so he can treat primates. 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 Primates.
But as we have found out on the register earlier, their chief or director of this organization is none other than Sem Soda himself.
Oh bugger.
And as to the documents they have in their possession to prove the legality, as they put it, of the NGO, don't bother as someone has mentioned it on another thread.
I have seen the documentation, it was on an Against Abuse group page, and it's unreadable. So glad someone has now passed the unreadable documentation to the real ministry.
How very interesting, may I see the links or whatever?
The 10-page unreadable document has been passed on. I can still get a copy, regardless of what this fool says. It's not on the ministry list, not even in application stage.
And so Mr. Sulek just left the thread as that. He never bothered to reply after starting the thread with his post trying to reassure his followers that everything was hunky-dory with WCPO.
Good morning, dear viewers and fans of Aros. Why do you hate NGOs so much? Stop talking nonsense about the legality of NGOs. The organization is legal and you can donate them. I have all the documents so I know. Currently there are 3 monkeys in the NGO named Monhoy, Baby Ale and Baby Quinton. As for constantly showing film and photo updates, there is no and will not be. It is not a film studio but help for a sick monkey.
So assertive and authoritative, Mr. Sulek does sound like he is speaking in a director's capacity, doesn't he? Yeah, Mr. Sulek, except we know now, it's not exactly a film studio. It's more like a prison cell to incarcerate monkeys that should be out there, back in the forest, with their own kind instead. None of them had any injuries as depicted on the X-rays they post. And none of them had injuries that wouldn't heal by themselves in the wild. He and his team of cameramen have been scripting to justify a removal, a rescue all along. Sem, the self-appointed vet, scams using his doctored X-ray images. What awaits these animals is unnecessary incarceration and social isolation in his backyard medical facilities. Oh well, but one can't ask for donation money if there isn't any animal there, right? And fake operations to justify for more money, right? And Sem had only gone to a high school, not a vet school. I mean, why are people still falling for it that they could have a vet specialized in primate medicine out of nowhere? Their first batch of homegrown vets have just graduated this and the last year only, and the course focuses on the health and care of livestock. Anyway, primate medicine is not on the curriculum of any regular vet schools. Very few people keep primates as pets, and there is no commercial interest in them at all. And so the fate of poor Candy was sealed under his custody. No vet, he's not even a nurse. She could have survived. The fact she had survived in the wild for nearly 48 hours meant she had no other serious injuries to her internal organs. A simple perforating abdominal wound isn't fatal, but just sewing it up would kill her, and in the most excruciating way. Peritonitis is like torture. Ask someone who had a ruptured appendix or a perforated peptic ulcer. Even taking a simple breath is painful. He had nothing to offer in his backyard, except to sew up a wound, which was contraindicated. But that's what a layman would do. Candy needed a laparotomy and peritoneal lavage, which he obviously doesn't know as he is no vet. Sitting on over $200,000 in donation money, he didn't even want to spend a dime to take this poor animal to see a proper vet in town. Dr. Trish Johansson, whose properly equipped clinic is only a few minutes away. But he wanted to use Candy's suffering, like the owners of Navidum P has done recently with many timely injured animals, to gain enough watch hours for his new startup channel, Monkey Shelter Cambodia, to start earning ad money ASAP. Every time they need to kickstart new channels, morbidity and mortality rate will rocket in the forest of Angkor and elsewhere where these cameramen operate. Monkeys will always get mysteriously injured, and many of them will die too. Dr. Trish Johansson's clinic has been in operation since 2015. Why do these cameramen and their supporters always insist on taking their injured monkeys elsewhere for treatment? If you can call what they practice has any therapeutic value. And their many channels have been pulling in thousands of dollars every month. Why scrimp on the animals you say you care and love dearly? We know the cameramen do so because videos of a monkey, particularly an infant in peril and its subsequent rescue, will make these people tons of ad money, as such videos are very popular. But what do their supporters, especially those who come up with the most ridiculous excuses to defend the undefendable actions of these cameramen, get in return?
I'm not feeling so confident in this non-for-profit that I want to give money to.
No, yeah, it definitely makes sense, and it's good that you do your research on it as well. So PayPal is available in Cambodia, but I actually just looked at our terms of service and all the countries we do offer the PayPal Me links in, and Cambodia is not one of those. So this PayPal Me link that they're trying to send you to use could not have been created in Cambodia because it is not available in Cambodia.
And we know how much money a worthwhile cause, such as helping an organization in rescuing baby monkeys, can get in a very short time. Remember how much money someone raised for that fake NGO back in December 2019? That much? Just the first few days. And they collected more than $30,000 at the end, all within a week's time. So I suppose it is very conceivable someone might have taken note of how easy it was to get a large amount of money this way, and in a short time too. All he or she and their accomplices in the scam have to do is to convince people that there is a monkey baby rescue organization out there again. And it is genuine too. Hence all this misinformation circulating around.
This NGO has a veterinarian who is the chief,
Yes,
so he
good
can
vet.
treat
Better than the
primates.
one call Saul took Ronnie
And
to.
not least from the person who had a taste of how much money she had handled in the scam back in 2019. The misinformation had begun from the get-go, really.
Yes, it is. They got the MOU with Aspara Authority and CFA that CWFPCO was lacking. This is 100% legit.
Hold on there, Quirky. According to their entry on the register, your 100% legit NGO wasn't even registered until early August this year, and only so after it has been exposed. Sem should count himself lucky that the registration process doesn't involve any vetting at all, or else he couldn't have posed himself as the vet.
You will see more rumor mongers and malcontents posting bad information. Just ignore it. This NGO is not run by Sochun or Song. They call when a monkey is injured or sick, but the actual NGO isn't theirs. Check out their Facebook page.
So I gather you have admitted that the 2019 NGO was fake. But why would you trust the people around those you mentioned again? And by the way, where did $30,000 of donation money you had raised go? Wouldn't that be more than enough to pay for a proper vet? Talking about rumor mongers and malcontent, I wonder who is here.
I just talked to the man running the NGO. He is not a cameraman, his field is law enforcement. His wife is an animal lover and she forced him to open it. Ha ha ha. He's a nice guy, English is excellent, and he doesn't even know the cameraman, other than TMD.
Quirky, I don't think Sem can say enough thank you to you. As someone with medical knowledge, she even endorses Sem's impossible X-ray as being genuine. I am not sure whether she's been lied to or she has other undisclosed interest in this NGO scam. Perhaps she or someone she knows manages these PayPal Me accounts for CWPO. But money collected this way is up to the person holding the account and decides what he or she wants to do with it. So far, none of the money raised seems to have gone into the care of these poor creatures, incarcerated unnecessarily. But if you have enough people selling something, a lot of people will fall for it without using their common sense.
Yep, good vet.
And their cheerleaders of WCPO clearly know the amazing ability of these animals to heal many injuries in the wild, without us interfering. But they will only tell you so if it doesn't fit the narrative, like the case here with Song and Lucas. Apparently Lucas was hit by a car a couple of weeks earlier, in a traffic accident, so the cameraman claimed. And he had blood on his mouth too. His eyelids were swollen, and he appeared drowsy.
Oh no, he could have a skull fracture.
He could have a punctured lung too.
The entire event was caught on a live stream. But no one could catch the accident. And we only saw traffic stopping to avoid hitting a monkey lying on the ground. It's miraculous that a small 6-month-old monkey could have escaped with such specific injuries on its eyes only. But then every single traffic accident there, if the victim survives, all have swollen eyes, so perhaps it shouldn't come as a surprise anymore. Funny how cars suddenly shrink in size when they hit monkeys, and the law of momentum doesn't apply in such accidents. They care for Lucas so much that no one bothered to stop filming. And instead of shouting,
"Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!"
Song just walked into the scene casually, and patted Lucas like he had already known nothing was serious with Lucas there. His nonchalant attitude obviously vexed those who thought Song cares for Lucas. So much so one of his staunchest supporters had to chip in and claim,
Papa Song contacted the NGO as soon as he saw Lucas hurt. Cambodia time, now it's night. Hope Lucas could stay safe tonight. Tomorrow the NGO will come to rescue him.
Lucas was never taken to the NGO. Perhaps Song needed Lucas to help his friend, the new startup channel, Small Monkey, to gain enough watch hours to qualify for ad money. It was timely that Lucas had got himself hit in a non-fatal hit-and-run accident.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Anyway, here's what the same person had to say again when things didn't add up.
This must have been filmed before he got hit by the car. No way he recovered that quickly. Looked like he had severe head trauma and serious brain damage.
Lucas already has been got well completely within 4 to 5 days. They live in nature. They have amazing healing power. They have amazing healing power. They have amazing healing power. They have amazing healing power.
Thank you, Jasmine, for telling the viewers that many of you know all along. So why didn't you tell these people, Sem Soda, Song and everyone forcefully separating this monkey baby from its mother so? Instead you chose to cheer these thugs on, as a moderator for Song's channel. What exactly was its mother doing that was not 100 times better than Sem Soda could do? Who just kept them in a small cage in his backyard? You didn't have to put this poor baby monkey and its mother through so much trauma and distress, just to feed her, right? Just throw them more than enough food will achieve the same purpose, I would think. There is no vet, and the NGO is just another scam run by the cameraman. I just wonder how many of those cheering them on are genuine in believing this is all done for the animal's benefit, and not lining the cameraman's pocket, and very possibly theirs too. The people behind and abetting this scam hadn't realized that this has become an internet fraud, and on a large scale too, and is liable to prosecution in US. But the money is so good and easy to come by. It's going to happen again, and likely to be more sophisticated too. For now, Mr. Sulek, perhaps you should consider giving yourself a break.
Hold on there, my friend. How about a little money? Your donation will be of great help for the payment of food, veterinary care, staff salary, medicines. Construction work is currently underway to increase space for a monkey in need of veterinary care. Currently, 4 monkeys require 24-hour care. We can help you save more monkeys. Each help will be an oasis in this great desert of difficulties suffered by these little ones. Thanks. Each donation can be tax deductible if you can.
The law may not be able to reach you if you are, as you claim yourself to be, a dude from Poland. But I am not so sure about the others. Where the money ends up can be traced, and if that place happens to be in US.